Hey everybody, it's Rob. What a beautiful day that we had today. But I was thinking recently how that we opened the curtain of this coronavirus experience with a call for social distancing. This directive was given to ensure a safe physical distance between each other in order to avoid the unnecessary spreading of the virus. Sadly, this phraseology provoked an already triggered neurological reaction of self-preservation, which then fueled the following instruction to self-quarantine, and finally, that of the stay-at-home order and the economic shutdown. The combination of these compounded directives bred panic in many, and this is where it became dangerous. For a large majority, the term social distancing meant much more than space. Instead, it created a picture of fear, isolation, and loneliness, a vast cavern of emptiness leaving us longing for human touch and face-to-face interaction. As time goes on in this state of social distancing, the coronavirus seems less like the enemy than the attempted solution. Yes, thousands have lost their lives to this pandemic, and every life lost is a tragedy. And yes, we must take reasonable measures to protect ourselves and our neighbors. Yet in the midst of this, countless others are being lost in the crowd as the mental health of mankind weighs in the balance. You see, this situation has brought forth unforeseen challenges that are taking additional lives every day, not at the hand of the virus, but because of the solution. The isolation is creating an unprecedented rise in suicide rates. I was in a recent Zoom meeting with an individual who works with one of the largest health insurance companies in America. And he said suicide attempts have risen 800% since the stay-at-home order was given. Now, I'm not implying a judgment in regards to whether or not the directives given are wrong or extreme at this point. I am, though, bringing attention to the issues we are creating if we continue blindly following a blanket no-contact order. You see, God made us for interaction, for contact, for intimacy, for relationship with our fellow human. God created us with a need, a healthy need, for dependence upon each other. And the prolonged absence of this unmet need will have farther reaching effects than we will even know until a generation has passed. I, for one, will continue to respect the boundaries that others feel they need to enforce. But I urge you, please, don't allow what may have initially begun as a gesture of unity against a common enemy to now become a fear-driven reaction that is keeping you away from the ones who need your love the most and whose love you need the most. I will gladly extend to you my hand for a handshake, or I'll open my arms to receive you for a much-needed hug. And I will do it without regret or fear. If you're wearing a mask, gloves, or other protective equipment, I respect your conviction. But that also means that you're probably the safest one I can give a hug to. So look out. Seriously, I won't push myself on anyone, but I will make myself available for everyone. You see, as a Christian, I understand that my destiny is secure. This is not a license for me to be responsible or reckless, but it does cover me in peace. God's peace. The peace that we are told surpasses all of my reason and understanding. As a young child, I made the decision to trust Christ with my whole life, not just parts of it, but all of it. As I learned to trust Him more each day, God removed unnecessary feelings of fear and replaced it with the confidence that I belong to Him. the knowledge that I was now a vessel for his love to flow through into others, and a mind that thinks clearly, unclouded by confusion, fear, and pointless doubt that can emotionally paralyze even the strongest of people. Some are going to say this is irresponsible, and I apologize if this is how I've communicated my heart. This is not the case at all. But the reality is this: if it came down to the simple choice of living apart from the ones I love just to survive, I would rather die together than exist alone. Yes, you are that important to me. So let's reintroduce ourselves to an old friend, common sense. And if we need to wear personal protective equipment from time to time, that's okay. But I've purposed in my heart that I will live life for the journey that it is. Good, bad, health, sickness, but I will live. I will follow the steps of my Savior into the destiny that he has designed for me to fulfill. In John 16:33, Jesus shared with his disciples that we would have trouble in this world, but to be encouraged, he has overcome the world. Please be confident that this is not meant to make anyone feel bad about whatever decision they choose to make regarding this current crisis. But it is meant to encourage you to remember that the world is not over and there is no reason to stop living. We will always have troubles. We will always face tragedies. We will always face pandemic situations and disasters, but that's a part of life. We will also experience victory, success, accomplishment, and most of all, we will engage in relationships, intimacy, and love. We can't stop life. It will continue on. And I, for one, plan on being right there as it does. So I'm inviting you to live it with me. God bless you and your precious families, and may you have an absolutely wonderful weekend.